Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about another useful function in Python, which is enumerate. So let's say you are working on a very simple to-do list application. So you want to display the task to the customer and you want these tasks to be numbered so that they can easily select the tasks that they have completed and maybe cross them from their list. So these are the tasks. Let's just go ahead and run it. And now I want this to be displayed along with the number, the index. So for that, I can do for and I'll use enumerate here. So let's go ahead and say I in enumerate. And I'm going to pass the task here. And let's just for once look at the output of the enumerate here. So when I say print I, it basically gives me tuple. The first item of the tuple is your index. So buy groceries is at index 0 by default. And then the second item is the item itself. So this is what we are getting in the output. Now, what we want to do is maybe we want to unpack this tuple. So maybe I can just say I want to save index in INDX and the items here in the variable items. Now we can go ahead and print index and maybe we'll have a formatted string here. So I'll say index, then a dot and the item after that. Let's go ahead and print it now. So this is what it is looking like. So yeah, this looks great. But there is another optional argument in enumerate function, which is start. So by default, the indexing or the numbering starts at 0, but you can specify some other value also. So I think it would make sense to start our list here with number 1. So I'm going to use this argument start and make it 1. So now you can see the numbering starts at 1 here. Now enumerate works with any other iterable. We have used list here, but it could have been tuple as well. It works with tuple or even with a string data type. So let's just try it for the string data type. So maybe I have a string and I have the word hello in it. So I can just use this code from here and we customize it a bit, str1 and yeah, let's just do print this. So this is what I'm getting here. Now let's convert it back to list. And this is what we had, right? Now let's say the user has completed the second task here in the list and he wants to cross it off from his list. So how can we do this? So let's take an input from the user, task done. And this would be the input from the user. So we are going to use input function here. We are going to say enter the number of the task that you have completed, of the task completed. We have to convert it to int y because the input function, whatever input you give, it take it as a string. So we are converting it to integer using int function here. And then once we have got the task, the number of the task that has been completed, what is the next step? We need to cross it from the list. That means we want to remove it from the list. So first we'll check whether the task done number is between this range or not. So that is simple to check. If task underscore done is greater than or equal to greater than or equal to 1 and less than equal to length of task here. That means it's within reasonable range. So if this condition is true, what you want to do, we want to basically pop out this particular task, the task which has been completed. So for doing that, we have task dot pop function. and it takes the index of the task that you want to remove. So let's say if the user has entered 2 here, so the index of the second task would be 1. So this would be task underscore done minus 1. Okay, so basically we are entering the index. We are popping that out, removing that task. And once that task has been removed, maybe we want to print the message also. Print, make it f string, and task, second task has been completed. Okay. And once this is done, we can go ahead and print the task again. Okay. So let's try running it. There is an error here because I'm not closed the parenthesis. Now let's say I want to delete the task number 1 because I've completed Python tutorial. And you see the second task has been completed. And now you can see my list looks different here. Why? Because the second task has been completed. If you don't want to print the task like this, you can go ahead and print it properly here. And this is what it looks like. So it's just taking care of auto numbering as well. Once the some task deleted, it will automatically reassign the numbering to the task. And if you add more tasks, again, those would be properly numbered accordingly. So yeah, this is how the enumerate works. The first argument it takes is your iterable. It could be your anything which you can iterate over. So it could be your list, it could be your tuple, it could be your string, it could even be your zip. So zip data type, it can even be. So let's try that as well because zip is iterable. So let's create 2 lists here. So maybe the first list has the name of the students. The name is Ryan and Ankita. And maybe I'll have marks of the student or maybe their ages. So that has to be 45, 22, 23. Okay. Now I want to basically zip these items. I want to loop through the names and ages. And at the same time, I also want the index. So for that, we'll say for INDX, comma, maybe name underscore age in. So first, let's just do zip. We want to zip the name and the ages here. And then we want to, so any iterable is fine here. So this is an iterable. So we want to basically get the index, fetch the index plus the items. And let's go ahead and print index name underscore age. So this is what we are getting. So the output that we are getting here is a tuple. Now we can go ahead and unpack this tuple also. So we can just say, okay, name I want to capture in the variable n, age maybe I want to capture in a variable a. So this is, we are unpacking the tuple. If you don't know about unpacking the tuple, you can check out my video on the same. So n comma a. And here we can just go ahead and print n comma a. So this is what we are getting. We are getting the index, we are getting the name, and we are getting the age here. So once again, where are we going to use enumerate? When we want the item plus we want the index or the position of the item as well to be returned. There we can use enumerate. As we have seen here, enumerate is great here. Why? Because first, it automatically tracked the task number. There was no need to manually track it. The numbers were consistent. Even if we were modifying the list, adding or removing the items of the list, the numbers were getting adjusted properly. And it was enhancing the user experience by clearly displaying the numbered options. So that is Enumerate, everyone. I hope instead of now manually tracking your indexes, you start using Enumerate. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.